Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cafe. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. It's great to be back with you to share all the fun and exciting events that are happening this week. But first, let's check out our Cafe Musician of the Month, Fabiola Rivera, and her amazing talents.
I could say I was wonderful in a way. I could lie to them and they'd never know the real me. I always say what I want, not what I mean. I never make it clear. Smile and wave and play this little game. All their hopes and preconceived notions inside my head. I know the girl that they like to see. I never make it clear.
That was really great.
She's
Yeah,
talented.
she's really talented. You know, when I was at Point Orlando, and I was sitting at Blue Martini, I'll just say it, and I was across from JoJo's.
Oh, the brand new venue.
And you had a chance to go there.
So it's very different from the Blue Martini, but they have a wide variety of food. But I gotta tell you, this venue is very retro and bright and cheerful, and the shakes are over the top. Check it out. When you look around in JoJo's Shake Bar, you're gonna smile everywhere you look because the nostalgia runs deep in here. And the food, the shakes, they are off the charts. And to tell us more about that is Jay Smith, who is the manager here at JoJo's Shake Bar. Now the shakes look incredible, but there's so much more than just shakes that you guys offer here.
Yes, definitely is. JoJo's Shake Bar is original diner classic. We are an 80s and 90s nostalgia twist to your American diner in a sense. And so we originated out in Chicago and we brought ourselves down here to Orlando where the 80s and 90s made a great culture here too. And you're gonna find that we provide a different variety of things here. We like to go over the top a little bit here at JoJo's, for sure. So we offer a wide range, not just our shakes, of course, our decadent desserts you have, but you're also gonna have some amazing homemade comfort foods. You're gonna have some great kind of diner classics like your New York style daily sandwiches. And then we put a JoJo's spin on everything, right? So we have a wonderful list of cocktails here, handcrafted cocktails, ranging from things like tricks are for kids, for mocktails, just for children. But of course, we want to cater to our adults to make sure we're enjoying ourselves. And so we offer some champagne sangria, things like that as well.
So the shake is really catching my eye. The cocktails, yes, as an adult, when you come in here in the evening, I'm sure you get a lot of people from the convention center as well.
Definitely.
Great to enjoy those. And the JoJo's spin, is it just all about fun? Because that's the vibe that I get when
It is,
you come
yes. I mean, it's right on our title, right? Shakes, fries, and damn good vibes. That's what we're all about. So we want you to come in and really have an immersive experience with us. And so we want you to definitely have a fun time, but we want you to interact, not just with the food, but also with our cocktails, like our cotton candy here, our tricks are for kids, and even our cotton candy martini. You can dip it right in there, watch it disappear. People really love it.
Let's talk about what we have in front of us, which is just one of your signature shakes. How does JoJo's go about getting all of that into a single cup?
Well, you can thank our amazing pastry bar and our shake station for that. They spend many hours getting these lovely desserts and pastries together. And so here you actually have our pumpkin patch shake. Every now and then we like to do some seasonal items. And we range right now. We have our pumpkin patch coming up. We have our winter wonderland where we'll do some different items as well. This is gonna have a candy apple on top of it with a pumpkin pie. We put a toasted marshmallow. You got a toffee pretzel there filled with some graham cracker and some pumpkin spice, which everyone really loves too.
So what reaction do you get from people? I mean, from your signature cocktails to the shakes, this is such a different place, and it's hard to stand out in Orlando being the #1 destination, but in a few short months, you guys have done that.
Yes, we absolutely have, and honestly, a lot of that is really just due to that uniqueness in the 80s and 90s culture, right? 80s and 90s was about that funk, that vibe, that bright energy, and that's what we wanted to bring to the store and to our food. And so we kind of allow the food and our desserts to do just that on their own. And with that, like I said, that interactive experience, that immersiveness when you come in here, it's not just eating a simple sandwich, you know, it's not just taking a simple shake. We wanted to go over the top with it. And so that's what our guests really love. Usually you got that wow factor there involved, and a lot of our guests are really enjoy that.
And the food also looks incredible because this is not just a shake bar,
Yes.
you offer
We're
a
full
wide
service
variety.
restaurant. Yeah, exactly. And so many people don't really realize that. They'll see the shake bar on top, but we actually serve a wide range of food here as well, from suppers and sandwiches, entree options.
Let's talk a little bit about our cocktails because you also offer mixology classes at certain times
Yes, we
throughout the
do.
year.
Absolutely. Right now we're offering a basic mixology where you can make some of our seasonal based cocktails. But on a normal basis, on Mondays and throughout the month, they can come in and experience making some of our handcrafted cocktails right here as well. One of those would be like our Smoking Hot Blonde, actually in particular.
Oh.
And we dedicate this drink to our Smoking Hot Blonde of the 80s and 90s over there, the lovely Madonna, of course.
Madonna, of course. That is all the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
And today.
And today,
is
right?
Madonna.
She's relevant anytime. And so with that, what we wanted to do was kind of just take this really cool drink. It uses mezcal, so it has a nice little spice just like she does, right? And we put a nice cherry on there, and it comes with a cinnamon stick. And we call it our Smoking Hot Blonde because you can kind of take our flame here and we'll light it up. And then once you light it up here, what you want to do is just garnish this right on top of your drink. We're just going to sit it right there and just kind of let those aromas open up.
The energy inside of here, even though we haven't got a packed house just
yet, yeah.
The energy is here. What would you tell people if they haven't been to JoJo's as far as, what else to expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what you want to expect is really just having an overall good time with the family, with your friends. You're gonna come here, you're gonna love different things like our shot ski. You have our shot wheel where you can kind of it's like a Russian roulette in a sense. Sometimes people have no idea what they want to order. So you can come up, spin that wheel, it's gonna decide for you. It's super interactive. Of course, we have our arcade games, so we can't go without an 80s and 90s feel without having some Pac-Man in the room too. So it's very, very interactive. It's super fun and very memorable, which is what I love about it.
So what's it like to be here off of iDrive?
iDrive, it's very different. I think the great thing about being in this specific point is that it's bringing together the business aspect, but also that fun culture with all the theme parks here. And then of course we have Universal opening up very soon, and we plan on definitely evolving all those factors into the restaurant to give the guests the ultimate experience.
It's really hard to go to JoJo's and not just smile because of all of the delightful visuals there. And you got to leave your diet at the door.
Oh yeah, it looks
Don't
delicious.
count any calories, just enjoy.
Yeah, wow. Well, the ever-popular Uncorked series returns, offering audiences up-close visits with the Orlando ballet dancers and artistic leadership. These informal events demystify ballet and offer a glimpse into what's required and expected of professional dancers and choreographers. It also offers a personal way for the dancers to connect with their fans. Uncorked takes place on January 25th at 7 p.m. at Harriet's Orlando Ballet Center. Check out orlandoballet.org for tickets and more information.
The Art and History Museum's Maitland celebrates the opening of a new exhibition titled A Constant Goodbye. When Venezuelan-born artist Gisela Romero left her country, she chose to take a table runner with her as a remembrance of home. That table runner becomes the basis for the story of Romero's experience. You're invited to attend the opening reception for the exhibition on January 26th at 6:30 p.m. at their National Historic Landmark campus. This event is free. Go to artandhistory.org for more information.
Celebrate Zora Neale Hurston's birthday at the 2024 Zora Festival. Now in its 35th year, the festival namesake and global literary giant celebrated her historic hometown of Eatonville, Florida, in her writings. On January 27th from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m., you'll be able to enjoy the Outdoor Festival of the Arts Family Day, featuring live entertainment, a children's make and take tent, and International Marketplace. Go to zorafestival.org for tickets and more details.
Mexican surrealist painter Frida Kahlo's life story comes to Steinmetz Hall as Opera Orlando presents a celebration of the artist. This poetic and beautiful retelling of Frida's life reveals a woman of extreme magnetism and originality. The score mixes mariachi-style orchestrations, classical opera, and hints of Mexican folk songs. Frida runs from January 26th through the 28th at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. Get tickets and showtimes at drphillipscenter.org.
Tucked away in the historic, quaint little town of Gotha is a wonderful experience for those of you who love the outdoors and love plants and love just really being with nature. It's called Kneeling Gardens. And Angela Withers is here. She is the president of the board there to tell us about the whole thing. What is Kneeling Gardens and what is it all about?
Kneeling Gardens, we like to think, is sort of one of the magical little not well-known places in Orange County. But we're gradually becoming better known, and we want to become more so. It was the historic home and garden of Dr. Henry Kneeling, who was from Wisconsin, and he bought the property in 1886 because a friend who was traveling down in Florida told him that a Mr. Hempel was creating this little, what he called a German colony in the wilds of what became known as Gotha. And this was something Dr. Nealing was curator of the Milwaukee Museum. He was an ornithologist, amongst other things, but he loved tropical plants. And this friend said this would be a place you could grow them year-round instead of in a greenhouse up in the cold. So he bought the property sight unseen, about 40 acres originally, came down in 1886, and from then on every winter would come down and spend time there introducing plants, experimenting with plants. He was an extraordinary plantsman. And this garden of his, and he had 30 or 40 acres originally, it became a mecca for travelers in the early part of the 20th century. People who had never seen these fabulous tropical plants and caladiums. He's known as the father of caladiums. He was growing all of these on this site. But the story was lost because he died in 1929. And the wonderful house, he actually, moving his family down, he decided in 1901 to move his family down and actually move to Florida. And so there were wonderful stories about the house. The house is special. The 6 acres that we have remaining are wonderfully natural. So there's so many things I could share with you about it. We really want people to come see it because it's different. We're not trying to be a Lou Gardens. That's wonderful, that has its place. We want to be an exploration garden. Because what we discovered when we bought the property, Dr. Nealing died in 1929, then it was bought by Julian and Maggie Nally, who were passionate about the work Dr. Nealing had done, and ran it as a sort of commercial nursery. Then for a number of years, they both died in 1978, within a few months of each other, had no children, so the property was subdivided. But they kept the 6 acres with the wonderful old house on it because everybody knew this was important, and it goes from Hempel Avenue down to the lake. So then it was rescued by the Bashardis, who lived they lived in Windermere at the time. He was an architect, loved the old house. Barbara was a passionate gardener. So they did a lot of work on it, and then Howard died, and Barbara couldn't maintain it. It became completely overgrown, but she wanted it saved. And so the Henry Nealing Society was formed at the end, right around 1999. The group started figuring out how can we save the property. She needed the money to leave. And eventually we got it at the end of 2009. And when you come and visit us, you need to know that when we bought it 13 years ago, our non-profit, it took a machete to get around the property. Really? It was completely overgrown. Kudzu and air potato and cat's claw begonia and running bamboo. But here was this wonderful old house and a wonderful story and still amazing plants all in amongst us. And we said, we can make this work.
You know, you mentioned the tropical plants. How does it differ from other botanical locations in Central Florida?
Well, it's a mix, and when I say tropical, there are some more subtropical, is a little bit more appropriate. People would talk about coming and seeing his tropical plants, and some of them are. Caladiums, for example, are technically tropical, but they do brilliantly in Central Florida. So the main thing that is going to be different from other gardens is that we have left it very natural, because as we uncovered, instead of coming in and saying, oh, we're going to recreate, we gradually uncovered, and that was partly because we had no options.
Right.
We didn't have the money to come in. It was the best thing. Sometimes not having the money at the beginning is a really good thing, because as we cleared the vines and uncovered, we found all these amazing things. And then these wonderful old trees, the canopy, the huge tree canopy, and the things we found underneath, we were then able to keep them and supplement and bring back the things that he was growing that haven't survived. But also, we want it to be a place where people discover nature and discover gardens and say, wow, look at that. That's what happens when this grows here. When a tree falls down, we keep a lot of the fallen logs, and then we all watch the amazing fungi, and we put bromeliads on them, or we hang orchids. But you're seeing the cycle of life. You're seeing the natural progression of things. And that's where we're different. We don't just move out the flowers when they're dead. We trim them back.
And from those humble beginnings, are there now signature events that happen that people can come and engage with Nearland Gardens?
We do, and those are fun. We've got one coming up, but we do about 3 a year essentially, and one in the spring that's more of a morning Caladium event, Caladiums, canvases and coffee, and we'll have artists painting in the gardens and music and coffee and goodies and usually some mimosas and things too, to make it fun. And then in the fall, we've got one coming up now, it's called Owl Prowl, and sort of fall themed, but that is our main sort of fundraiser. But we again have artists painting because artists just love the place because it's different. It's not the usual, here are some beautiful flowers, here's some this, it's discovery. And so they love and find their little area. So we again have live music, we have wine. It's an art and wine wander, and you can wander through the gardens. And we also have owls because the Avian Reconditioning Centre bring us some of their rehabilitated owls, and our own owls, who we have lots of them. They get a little bit territorial and they'll hang out and go, So we have to put the visiting owls under a canopy so that they don't feel too threatened by the owls, you know. But it's a delightful event, and you can chat to the artists and sample beer and nibbles and, you know, taste the food. So that's fun. Holiday event in December is our community event, and that is a Saturday right before the holidays, and we have nature-themed vendors, we have activities for the children. The wonderful old house is all decorated, and we usually have Santa and an elf usually helps him on the front porch, and families can come and have their photographs taken.
Very nice. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And if you haven't been to Nearland Gardens, it is in Gotha, and it is a wonderful experience for people who love nature, who love plants, and who really love the outdoors, and want something that's really unique in Central Florida. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure, Clarence. So we appreciate it. We welcome everyone. Just go to our website first, because we're not open all the time because we don't have enough staffing yet. It's just we volunteers mostly.
Great. So check out the website
first.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
The Blue Springs Manatee Festival takes place January 27th and 28th in Orange City. The festival is a fundraiser for the Orange City community, with proceeds benefiting Friends of Blue Springs State Park, educational scholarships, and other Greater Orange City organizations. This event has fun for the entire family, including rock wall climbing, bungee jumping, and the world-famous Disconnected Canines Frisbee Show. For more information, go to manateefestival.com.
The Vietnamese community of Central Florida celebrates the Lunar New Year at Tet Festival 2024. Tet Fest Journey to the East takes place on January 27th and 28th. Among the weekend of events, there will be a dragon and lion dances, fireworks, a huge food court with a wide variety of Vietnamese dishes to try, and bounce houses and games for the kids. This Lunar New Year celebration takes place at the Central Florida Fairgrounds. For details, visit asiatrend.org.
If you're in the market for a new job, stop by the Mayor's Job Fair on January 31st at the Central Florida Fairgrounds. Bridge the gap between you and 100+ employers at one of the largest job fairs in Orlando. You'll find thousands of job openings in various industries and employment resources to help you find your next position. The job fair runs from noon until 4 p.m. and pre-registration is suggested. Visit cfec.org for details.
You've heard the term First Fridays. Well, how about last Wednesdays? It's a thing at the Art and History Museum's Maitland. Gather for drinks and conversation in their gallery after hours from 5:30 until 8 p.m. on the last Wednesday of every month. Enjoy free admission to the current exhibition, then grab a drink and watch the sunset over the iconic Lily Pond. For more information, go to artandhistory.org. I like the idea of watching the sunset over the Lily Pond, and I also like the idea of the Manatee Festival. This is the best time of year to see those manatees trying to get all warm in the springs.
I'm in for the last Wednesdays. That sounds great. Yeah, there's something low-key, just kind of a cool hangout with the art. And it's such a great place.
Sounds like a good time to meet and mingle.
Yeah, Maitland Art Center just has a good vibe, so it's really good. Really cool place.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up this week of events, and if you have one that you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community. And here's more from our Cafe Musician of the Month, Fabiola Rivera.
How come my losses I'm heading out? 7 years flew by somehow, and I'm not perfect, but no one sees the kind of suffocating air I breathe. And I'm no one special. Yes, I'm no one, someone. I broke my heart when I broke free. The seeds I've sown I now must reap. And I'm not perfect, but no one sees the hell I've been through to find the peace I seek. And I'm no one special. Yes, I'm no one, someone. And I'm no one special. Yes, I'm no one, someone. And I'm no one special. Yes, I'm no one, someone. Outside the sea, I'll meet the moon. If there's a place for everyone, there must be one for me too.